Overwatch recently had a patch that changed one hero in particular and made them a lot better and a lot more fun. And that's going to be Venture. Okay, technically, they did change two characters, and I'll go over that real quick. Zarya, her self knockback increase on secondary fire was adjusted to account for the increase on the tank knockback resistance. Yippee! She can rocket jump effectively again. Okay, anyways, the fun stuff, the cool stuff, Venture. So I like Venture's design a lot. But when the I can't remember if it was no, it wasn't the mid season. It was like halfway between the mid season and the launch when Ori got gutted. Venture also lost their one shot combo, so part of their primary fire was less effective, and part of their drill dash was less effective, damage wise. So they could no longer like do the dash or the shoot dash shoot melee combo. It wouldn't work anymore. And they didn't give Venture anything else to account for this. So they just kind of sucked for, right when they got into comp, they were just basically, or not right when they got into comp because they were right away, but like 2 weeks later, they were already like unusable basically. Character was really niche, really bad. Just play Tracer, just play Echo, just play anybody else. But now we've got a couple changes, which I'm not going to pat myself on the back too much about this because I first heard about heard about this change suggestion from Spylo, and I just thought it was a great idea. That while you're underground, instead of it your cooldown for drill dash just being halved if you used it underground, now it's just accelerated by not even half, by 90%, which is a crazy increase to drill dash's uptime if you play your cards right. But basically the change that we were suggesting is just like take that away and just make it increase by 50%. In fact, it's at 90, so this is just a straight buff to what we wanted. We wanted more of a quality of life change. This is just a buff. And the reason I said I'm not going to take too much credit because in my one change for every hero video, that was the Venture change I wanted, and that ended up happening, I think, the day that video got posted. So that was really funny. Anyways, so that's the big thing with Drill Dash. Another thing you got to notice here is that the cooldown now begins when the ability is used. So it's on an 8-second cooldown, but the ability takes about like a second, maybe a little longer to actually fulfill. So instead of it going through that and then the cooldown starts 8 seconds, it's going to drill and then it's going to, the second you hit the button, the cooldown starts. So by the time the drill is over, you have only 7 seconds or like 6.5 seconds left of the cooldown. And this is really important because when it meshes with the 90% increase underground, then it actually means that you can dash and then get another one back by the time the drill, like by the time you're unburrowed. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to throw us into a practice range real quick. And I want to show you some of the new things and some of the new applications of this change because this is a really, really big change. So first off, I think the big question is, how do I roll out a spawn now? Is there a better way to roll out a spawn? There absolutely is. So originally, you would basically the best way to roll out a spawn was just you burrowed and then you dashed underground. You would get half your cooldown back, and then by the time you're out of the ground, then you can dash again. You have nothing. Okay. Now, what you can do instead is, let me get back to spawn real quick here, is that, let's say I'm at the door, I'm going to dash, burrow, let the whole burrow play out, and at the very end, dash again, and then pop out. So I dash underground. This means you're going to go further, because you can see by the time I was there, I was already at the wall, rather than like the first time I did it, where I just got into the wall afterwards. I didn't even go any extra distance. But also, it means that you get one of these dashes where you like come off of a ledge. You can oh, that one didn't even come off the ledge. But you can potentially get another one of those in the rollout. So there's a possibility on certain maps. There's going to be some really cool rollouts where you do this, and then you burrow, and then at the very end of your burrow here, you can get another like really big dash, and you go even further than you actually would have. I'm going to jump in real quick. I wanted to say, after a little bit more testing, I do think it isn't actually faster to jump out of the ground at the end, because it stops the burrow animation and you just kind of maybe get like a bunny hop or something. I actually think it is more effective to get a full underground dash instead, because you get to basically extend the burrow duration and get the whole distance of the dash. Plus, then you get to choose to jump out of the ground. And then that also gives you more time that you're charging the drill dash faster. So I think in most situations, it's probably going to be faster if you dash, burrow, let it go all the way, dash it completely underground again, and then even sometimes you can hold that animation and then you'll be halfway to another drill dash at the end of that. But I wanted to jut in real quick and say that I think that is probably more effective than the thing I just talked about. The other, I think, really big application for this is just anytime you have dash and burrow up, you might as well just dash before you burrow. Even if it's like, okay, so there's, somebody here, I'm going to dash away and then burrow, and then I'm safe. And then by the time my burrow is up and I'm good to go, I have another dash. So if I want to go back in and I want to do more damage, I have more damage pressure. Or if I really need to get out, I have another escape. It's really, really good. You can also do it for like, kind of like, I'm going to call it like a drive-by, where you see somebody and then you shoot, drill, and then they look at you. By the time they look at you, you're already in the ground. You can come back up and have another drill. So it's much easier to play that kind of pesky mosquito type of venture where you just like, you do a lot of damage right away, get out of there, and then, they try and chase you down. By the time they chase you down, you have another drill. Or you can just keep the pressure up and keep going. And you can also, take your time and, if your dash isn't quite back by the time the burrow's done, you can extend it with the jump. And that's really big. You can extend it with the burrow exit so you get even more out of it. So right there, I think I'll try it again. So I'm going to go ahead, burrow, dash. I think if I just come out of the ground, I don't have burrow up. I don't have dash immediately. I almost did. It was really close. But I didn't have it immediately. If I hold the button, then I will have dash immediately. And the big thing about that is that you get your combo. If you opt to do this really big thing, you are almost guaranteed getting that follow-up damage in the combo. Super good, right? Basically, every time you burrow, you will have dash again. So burrow is now a much more effective escape tool and engage. Like, it's just it's just good overall. You can use dash much more often, and burrow supplements a lot of the problems that Venture had about all-inning their abilities. Now it's much easier for you to escape, and since Venture can't one-shot anymore, it's much less annoying. I think these are great changes to Venture. Really good. Actually, like, applauding the Overwatch League, or the Overwatch balance team here, because I wasn't the most excited for this most recent like mid-season patch, but this like when they show us that they know kind of like where the pain points are in some characters, it gives me a lot of hope for future updates. This is one of those times. Really good job. I also didn't really talk about it, but they added like a little grace period at the end here of burrow, so that, like, if it expires and then you have like a second or two to start the burrow exit animation, it just feels nice. A lot of times you would accidentally like you would have to go early to make sure you wouldn't like lose the burrow extender basically, but now you have like a second, you can watch it tick down and then hit the button. And the reason again why that's so good is that you can extend the amount of time you're underground and the amount of time you're getting your burrow back, or sorry, your dash back while you're in burrow. That's crazy cool. It's like a lot of high potential like resource management. It gives this character more things to keep track of, but also allows them to do more things. It's so good. I really like these changes. So anyways, that's my impressions of this Venture patch. Watch out for Venture. I think they're really strong. If you want to get on these discussions live, that's going to be twitch.tv/Lane Hemingway. I do a discussion every single time I go live. Otherwise, if you like this video, you want to leave a like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube, I really do appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. The rest of my socials are down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.